Hi everyone, so we are focusing on state of being verbs again. I know we've gone over them, but they are tricky and I want you to understand them. I want you to understand them, boys. I want you to understand your state of being verbs. Here's some really fun information. Linking verbs are copular verbs. Now look at this. It is short, cop. Now this P is actually falling on this side and it's making this short sound. This is a closed syllable. This, like, see, this one's open, cop-u-lar. That's how you would pronounce that. And copular verbs, they're connecting the subject to the noun or an adjective. Now, how we understand that is, look, let's do this again. Here's your subject, right? Here's your linking verb or your copular verb. And then here is your noun or your adjective. Noun or adjective. Oh my gosh, that's so tall right there. And see, look, it's connecting them. Back to the subject. This verb, that's your copular verb. It's the same exact thing as a linking verb. What's a copular verb?
Linking verb.
It's a linking verb. Exactly. It's the exact same thing. So now this part, copular, we really don't hear that very often when we're just teaching English unless you're in the way advanced. But I felt that you guys needed to know what it meant when you saw it, that you're understanding what it is. It's just more in our linguistics. It's just more advanced. And linking verb is very visual. When you think about that, it's linking. We're linking. Copular or copula, it's just connecting things. It means connect. It is the same meaning. Now let's look at some examples. The radiant heat was broken, which our radiant heat broke, and we had a guy come out and fix it. I don't know if any of you have radiant heat, but it's fantastic heat. Our family installed it ourselves. It was a lot of work. Okay, so we have the radiant heat was broken. See, this copular verb, this linking verb is linking this past participle. See how fun this is? Past participle back to the radiant heat. It's in the state of being broken. It's a state of being verb. It's a linking verb. It's a state of being broken. Does that make sense? Yeah? Paul, does that make sense? Put together your own. Oh, that works. I am Daniel. That's perfect.
I is Paul.
Okay, so now, see how it's connecting your past participle back to the radiant heat. So look, I bolded these. It's kind of childish looking, but it was kind of tricky to fill it all in. So I bolded these. These right here is your copular verb, okay? It's connecting this adjective back to here. It's an adjective right here. The systems are difficult. Look, are goes to systems. Plural takes the plural verb. Singular takes the singular verb. Difficult is an adjective. Do you see that? And it's going back to systems. What kind of systems are they? They're difficult. Can we put difficult in front of this? The difficult systems? We know we have it correctly, if that makes sense. The broken radiant heat, it makes sense. The water is warmed. There is your copular verb, your linking verb. And look at what we have right here. What is this? Our past participle. In our last lesson, we talked about past participles, because when we want to put it in here as linking verbs or state of being verbs, it causes confusion. We do not use have, has, and had as linking verbs, as copular verbs, because it messes up our participles. Let's talk about this. If the subject is doing something, it is not a copular verb. If the subject is actually doing the action, it's not a copular verb. If the verb tells you what the subject is, that means it is a copular verb. So, is this Is the subject telling you what it is? It's broken. See, the systems are difficult. The water is warm. So we have radiant heat in our home. We installed it, and it's actually a really complicated system. We put it through our whole house. But the manifold, I do not understand. It is very difficult to understand. And it's warmed by water. So our house is heated by water, heated water, running through tubes all over in the house. So it's a fantastic way to heat your house until it breaks. If you are using adverbs after the copular verb with no adjectives for it to describe, you do not have a copular verb. So basically, if you have an adverb following the verb, you do not have a copular verb. Okay? You do not have a linking verb. It has to be a noun or an adjective for it to be a linking verb. It cannot be an adverb. You can have an adverb that describes your adjective. The adjective is describing the subject. The adjective is describing the subject. You can have that, but it cannot end with an adverb. The adverbs describe your verbs, adjectives, or another adverb. Be really careful with that you're understanding truly what your linking verb is, your state of being verb is, copular verb is. Do your own sentence right now. Make a sentence that is that has a linking verb in it with a noun or an adjective.
Paul loves to ski.
No.
No. I love to ski. No.
No, you can't use love. You can use all of these words down here. Or the be verbs.
Smell good. No. No.
No, that is one.
Oh, wait, what?
I smell good. What is the state of being that you're in?
Good.
Smelling good. Nice. I like that. Copular verbs and linking verbs are used the same way. They mean the same thing. What are they?
Linking verbs.
Copular verbs are linking verbs. Linking verbs are copular verbs. Exactly the same thing. Are we assigning the noun or adjective back to the subject? That's the question. Ask yourself that question. Are you assigning the noun or the adjective back? See, look, it's going back to the subject. Back to the subject. Remember, the linking verb needs to be followed by an adjective or a noun, not an adverb. Let's look at some more examples that have the different linking verbs in them, besides just your be verbs. Now, our be verbs are be, being, and been, right? And then am, are, is, was, and were. Those are 8 be verbs. They're all irregulars off of the verb be. But then we have all of these linking verbs also. The Hidden Pictures book appears difficult. Now look at this. Singular takes the singular. You are going to have these issues with all of your linking verbs, your copular verbs, when you are not using your be verbs. You're going to have to understand when to use the S and when to not use the S on here. Singular takes the singular. If I put the Hidden Pictures books, it would say appear. Okay? I know we've gone over this a million times, but it's very confusing. If we do S here, we do not put an S here. Books appear difficult. Does that make sense, boys? Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay, now look. This is an adjective describing book. It's a state of being difficult. The Hidden Pictures book is a state of being difficult. It appears. The Christmas tree looks magical. It's a state of being magical. This is an adjective describing Christmas trees. Okay? Now, what do we have here? Singular takes the singular verb. What if I want to use the word look? Exactly, Paul. I'm going to say trees. I'm going to have to say trees look magical. Okay? So, but we only have one tree, so we're going to say looks magical. So be careful with understanding that, because all of these linking verbs are going to have this issue that you need to understand how to fix them. The table in the sunroom is long. Now here we're using a be verb, so then you have to understand third person, first person. This is third person, this is a third person verb. Okay, so you're gonna have to understand which verbs to use in the be verbs. All right, so I wanted it to be in the present, third person, so I'm using the verb is. We have the piano plays beautifully. Is this a linking verb? We know right off that this is not a linking verb. Right there, because of this right here. This is an adverb. So, and plays is not a regular linking verb, but it can be confusing. Could it be? Could it be? It's not. But sometimes we can use other words as linking verbs if you're a really good writer and you know how to do it. Sometimes you can. Okay, so this is an adverb describing the verb plays. And Daniel and Paul do play beautifully on the piano. We have 23 linking verbs. Let's go over the linking verbs that are not the be verbs, okay? So appear, act, become, die, feel, get, grow, look, prove, remain, seem, smell, stay, sound, taste, turn. 23 when you count the 8 be verbs. So we have 8 be verbs. What are those again?
Am, is, are, was, were, be, been.
Excellent. So those when you count these, but you know what's so fun? Now watch this, you guys. Look at this. Is appears and appear the same word? It's not, it's a different word. So we actually have more than that. So that's another word. So we have all of these. These are your basic base words. And then you have the ones that have S's on them. And then guess what you have? You have your participle. Appeared. What if I want to put the Hidden Pictures book appeared difficult? Is it still linking verb? It sure is. It's still a linking verb. What if I want to say the Christmas tree looked magical? It's past. It's the past participle. And so you see how many more words? You just need to make sure that you are understanding your very basic base word. And then you can use your S's off of that, your participle off of that, your past participle off of that, and put it with this. We couldn't do looking magical. You would have to use that is looking. So see how we can use our past participle, but we can't use our present participle the same way in a linking verb like that. But we use our past participles, and that's the reason why we do not use have, has, and had. Okay? That's why we don't use it. But we can use our past participle in here as a linking verb, but we don't use our present participle. It doesn't make sense. The Christmas tree looking magical. You have to use your helping verb. Is looking magical. And then you have your verbs, your helping verb plus your verb looking. Does that make sense? So that's kind of fun. Did you guys think that was fun? So you can use your past participles in here. Looked, proved, remained. We have the basics for linking verbs. Here's the basics for your linking. Look at this, not passive voice. They cannot be passive. Because what's confusing is when you say the was and were, you can use them as linking verbs, but was and were can also put you in the passive voice, right? But you have to do it properly. You have to use the direct object coming off an active voice sentence. Does that make sense, Dan?
Yeah. Can
the linking verbs be in passive voice?
No.
No, it's a state. It's showing a state of being. Linking verbs are showing a state of being. They are active voice, okay? They are not passive. You have to have something having a direct object. Do those have direct objects?
No.
No. You have to have something having a direct object, taking that direct object, putting it as your subject, and then you can have it in passive. But these are not. Linking verbs are not passive voice. So the word connect is your key point. You're connecting. So remember that copular means to connect. So we're going to connect the subject complement to the subject. The subject complement, so now look, we have our subject, our verb, our linking verb, and then our subject complement, which is your noun or your adjective, which is your predicate nominative and your predicate adjective. There's lots of different words for them. So, but these are subject complements, and they go back to the subject. That's what these are. They are considered subject complements, okay? They're complementing the subject. So that's the whole point. The key point is to connect the subject complement back to the subject. No mental actions, no actual actions, nothing actions in your brain. What do we call that? Those would be abstract, right? Where you have more abstract things, it's more mental. And this was something more visual. Here's another example right here. I am content, which I actually felt really content while I was knitting yesterday, a baby blanket. And so we're going to take the subject I, and the explanation is content. So content is describing who I am, what I am. I am content, right? This is the explanation of who I am. So am is the linking or the copular verb. Am completes the sentence. Doesn't it sound goofy if I say I content? I content. So you need that linking verb to make it make sense. See, this is the singular takes the singular. You could say we are content. It would be plural takes the plural. Now, linking verbs do not describe an action. Linking verbs do describe a state of being. We are comfortable. We are comfortable. This is, right here, what is it? Adjective. This is an adjective.
Wait, R is the verb.
R is the linking verb, and this is describing what we are. We are in a state of being comfortable. R links the subject, we, to our state of being comfortable. Let's do that again. R links the subject, we, to our state of being comfortable. Okay, does that make sense? All right. Examples right here. Examples below right here. Okay, so now Daniel grew apples. That's an action. He's growing. What's being grown? Is Daniel doing? Daniel's growing something, right? He's growing the apples. What is the apples? What's being grown? The direct object, right here, apples. So that is a direct object. We know that our state of being verbs, our linking verbs, they do not take direct objects. This is an action. Can you turn this into a passive voice? Yes, we can. We're going to take apples, right? We're going to put that as the subject. We're going to take apples and put it as a subject.
Apples were grown by Daniel. Nice.
That's how you would put that as passive. So you could take this one, because it has a direct object, and change it. Okay? So Daniel grew nervous. Now see how this is a state of being. So you know what's fun? So what is your base word of grew? Grow. So this is the past tense. So we can also use the past tense. Yeah.
Daniel has grown.
So then that would be different. Because has grown would be what?
He's distracting me.
What would be has grown?
Perfect.
That would be your perfect tense. So I like that you pulled that out. Remember how we're not using have, has, or had in with our linking verbs. That puts us in the perfect past tense. Oh, you said has. That puts us in the perfect present tense when you do Daniel has grown. Okay? So here we have Daniel grew nervous. This is our past tense verb of grew. And so we can use our past tense verbs also as linking verbs. So it's a state. Daniel is in the state of being nervous. Grew links Daniel to nervous. See how that works? Nervous is telling us how Daniel is being. He's in the state of being nervous. Okay, Paul is running. That's an action verb. He is running. Okay, now we have Paul is nice. That's a state of being. Is links Paul to nice. See how we're linking Paul to nice. He is in a state of being nice. Lisa looks at the dishes. It's action. I'm looking at the dishes, wishing they were done. Okay. Lisa looks agreeable. Well, here I'm in a state. See how this is, right here is a prepositional phrase describing looks. Right here is agreeable describing Lisa. This is an adjective. This is a prepositional phrase, right? Acting as an adverb that's describing look. Looks links Lisa to agreeable right here. Lisa is in a state of being agreeable. Now look, we have singular takes the singular verb. That's why we have the S. Singular takes the singular verb. Singular takes the singular verb, third person. Third person, third person, third person. Oh, what happens here though? Daniel grew apples. Can we do an S here? No, why?
Because it would say grews.
Because it's past. We do not need to put an S on the past tense verb. We do not need to do it. Now, if I say, Daniel grow apples, can we say that? No, because it's not the plural. We don't have the S on it. But can we say, Daniel grows apples? Singular takes the singular verb. We could say Daniel grows apples. But see, look, when we're sitting here in the past tense, we don't need to use the S. Yeah.
I feel like you can use Daniel grow apples.
No, you can't.
As a command. Daniel.
Oh, as a command, you'd have to put an exclamation part. Daniel grow apples. But no, I mean, yeah, we can do that. Daniel, grow apples. That is a noun with a direct address if we do it that way. Daniel, comma, grow apples. You could do it that way, but not when you're trying to say it like this, okay? You can say it that way. Daniel, noun with a direct address, comma, grow apples. Okay? You could say it that way, but when you're trying to write it in a sentence like this, you need to say Daniel grows apples. You're using your direct object. I just thought it was really fun, you guys, to say Daniel grew apples. It's putting us in the past. We do not put an S. You do not need to worry about auxiliary verbs or anything like that. You do not need to worry about the S. Now let's look at this. Patterns for linking verbs. Make sure you are connecting the patterns. Sew them together. Make sure that you're understanding. Define your understanding. Define it. Understand what it is. They will be exhausted. Now look at this. Oh, will be, what is that? That puts us in the future, right? So they will be exhausted. But what is this? This is an adjective. That means this is a linking verb. Okay? They will be exhausted. So it's linking exhausted back to they. So this is a little bit trickier. It's linking exhausted. What state are they going to be in when they get home? They are going to be exhausted when they get home from being at Goblin Valley. That's the state they're going to be in. Now look at this. My brother became an engineer. Look, so this one's an adjective. This one is a noun. So These are both subject complements. This is the predicate, oh, this one's the predicate adjective. This is the predicate nominative, right? Right, Paul? This is the predicate nominative. And look, became. So what is became? The past tense of become. So look, we could say, my brothers became engineers, right? We can use that. We do not have to have an S on here. But what if we did become? My brother become an engineer?
No.
No. We do my brothers become, and then we would say engineers, right? My brothers become engineers, if you want to use the simple tense. Okay, so became, but we don't use the, we can use it either way. What if we say, okay, my brother becomes an engineer. So if you use become, you have to use the S, okay? Because it's the simple, and this is third person. But if you use became, well, you could use singular here, my brother became, or you could use my brothers became. Doesn't matter. So kind of fun with that. It's so fun, you guys, once you understand it. Now this is a noun, so that means this is the predicate nominative position. Okay, the dance was fascinating. Look, fascinating is the adjective. This was, is, past tense, singular. Singular takes the singular verb. We are going, fascinating is describing the dance. What kind of dance is it? What state of being is dance is? Is dance in?
No.
Fascinating. It's the state of being fascinating. The dance is in the state of being fascinating. So look, so you do adjectives or nouns. You're going to join the subject and the subject complement. What's the subject complement, Paul? In these sentences, what's the subject complement? Exhausted, engineer, fascinating. So we're going to join the subject and the subject complement, which is the predicate nominative or the predicate adjective with a linking verb, which is the copular verb. Our subject complement are words that follow the linking verb. These are the subject complements. What are the subject complements?
The words that follow the linking verb.
He's not ready. What are the subject complement? The words that follow the linking verb. What's the subject complement?
Words that follow the linking verb.
Words that follow the linking verb. Look, they describe or rename. They're describing or renaming. Look, I'm renaming my brother as the engineer. Now I'm describing that they are going to be exhausted. We are describing that the dance was fascinating, right? Describes or renames. Adjectives, nouns. And it's renaming or describing the subject. That was such a fun lesson to teach. We will see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson.